Hey, guess what?
Yeah?
So I took my Bitcoin
Yeah?
and I sold it.
Oh, no. You're kidding me.
So I went back to the exchange and I did something really special. You're gonna love this.
Yeah?
Then I took that money and I thought, I know what I'll buy.
What?
Dogecoin.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome start to your week. Now, Bitcoin's starting to look like it could be getting a little bit tired. What is happening with the cryptocurrency? Well, you could see that although we are still putting in higher lows and higher highs, there is that potential that we have hit a double top. Now, you guys know I am the farthest from a Bitcoin bear. I am a Bitcoin bull all the way to the end. In fact, we had a phenomenal month, one of the best months that Bitcoin has had in the past 3 years, the second highest monthly close in Bitcoin's history. So why should we be bearish? Well, we're not bearish specifically. However, we do have the election in the US. There is some uncertainty around that as well. And we have seen that in the past, Bitcoin can have these 30% corrections. So I want to discuss that. And I also want to talk about the fact that we do have this indicator, which has been bullish for the past 3 months, just recently starting to flip into bearish territory. So I know a lot of other YouTubers out there, they might disappear during the bad times. Well, K-Dub disappears during the good times. Last week was an amazing week. Unfortunately, I couldn't make videos. I had a lot of renovation going on with my house. Literally half my house, the wall is completely knocked out. There's been construction. Very, very crazy. Lots of sounds and madness. And it's just, I wasn't able to get a video out, but I am back. And today we're going to talk about the indicator, the election, the Bitcoin price, as well as the fact that no, I am not flipping bearish. In fact, we could still potentially see a $20,000 Bitcoin end of year. And guess what? If certain situations play out in 5 years, you could be looking at a 1 million to get this $3 million Bitcoin. And I know that sounds crazy, but we're going to get into all that today. If that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you are not subscribed, definitely consider it. And I do have a quick mention today. If you are over on Bybit and you're trading, keep in mind, you can make money when Bitcoin goes up. You can make money when Bitcoin goes down. You can short Bitcoin. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of shorting Bitcoin. Just kind of feels dirty, but hey, you can make some money. And if you guys are interested, actually over at Bybit, they do have a new code. If you come down here to vouchers and you type in win $500, okay, you can actually get up to $540. See, here you go right here. It says you have until December 10th for your net deposit. And essentially they have tiers. Go to the website, check it out. But if you could get up to $540 in rewards. I think for the highest tier, you have to deposit 1.5 Bitcoin. But if you are interested, I do have a tutorial for Bybit. And of course, I do have links below. So without further ado, let's dive in to the charts. Now, you can see right here that Bitcoin had one of the best monthly candles that we have had in 3 years. I mean, the only candles that look bigger than that was the one that we had in May of 2019. And these two candles, November and December, leading into the massive Bitcoin extravaganza parabolic run of 2017. Now, having a look right here, you will notice that we closed at around $13,800 back during the monthly candle of 2017. And zooming in right here, you could see that we just barely closed below it right here. Now, this was still an amazing month for Bitcoin. We cannot deny the fact that Bitcoin actually had a phenomenal month while the traditional stocks actually have continued to fall. Pretty much every day has been a not so good day for traditional stocks. So this is actually showing that Bitcoin has been decoupling. And this is a good thing in my opinion. Now, I spoke about this a week ago. I know I haven't posted a video in like 6 days, actually almost 7 days, a week. But you can see right here that we were following very nicely in this ascending channel. And I'll even show you from my video. I have not changed this whatsoever. This was from October 26th. I showed you guys that we were looking to potentially go up to the top of that level, and we have been forming these resistances. Now, this doesn't mean that as soon as Bitcoin hits this level right here, we're going to fall and just instantly crash and drop. Keep in mind, if we did, we could go down to about $10,900, but I am anticipating that we will we might potentially even go sideways, but I do think at some point we will have a drop to retest this level, the same way that we did back here. We had this massive one where we dropped down again, and then I do believe that we would consider, continue sideways again before having the next breakout. And keep in mind, after you have a massive month like we just had, you need to have a cool off period. You cannot have this parabolic growth, okay, without having some type of a pullback. In fact, you can see right here, the fear and greed index has been in both greed and extreme fear and greed pretty much for almost a month. So this is showing that the markets are greedy, and we've actually seen some of the whales out there, some of the bigger players starting to move their money to the exchanges, right? So some of these guys that have been buying since 3, they might be actually looking to take some short-term profits. Now, interestingly enough, we still are putting in higher highs and higher lows, right? So we are still sloping upwards. This is good. We might be potentially forming an ascending an ascending wedge, which is technically a bearish pattern, but I don't really have enough data to really prove that yet. It's possible, but you can see there is a little more room to the downside for CME futures. However, you can see right here, we're still being held by this support, but like my buddy Josh Rager says, he says another strong weekly close on high time frame. With that said, let the dips come. It shouldn't surprise anyone who's been in the market when it happens. Bitcoin had 9 pullbacks of at least 30% last bull market, but in the long run, we know where this is going. Obviously up. But nevertheless, we have broken our parabolic trend. And Bitcoin does tend to have these parabolic trends, and they do get broken every so often. We had the first break sort of right here after we had the bounce back from the pandemic scare earlier this year. So these things are common. Now, having a look at Bitcoin price, we've talked about the bullish and the bearish scenarios, but short term, let's say if we were to have a pullback. Now, keep in mind, we still do have some room again to retest around 14,600. It's very possible that we could try to get back up to that level, but if we do fall down, most likely we'll find ourselves right here in this blue zone, where I think the first support would be around 11,900, with the majority of our support being actually around the high 10,000s, which I know it seems kind of crazy to go down to that level, but right around 10,900, we have some really, really, really good support for Bitcoin. So I do think that at that point, we might see a bounce back. And keep in mind from that point, okay, that's around a 20% dip for Bitcoin. So that could be in the cards. Obviously getting into this red zone would be bad. So anything below 10,200, then I would start worrying a little bit. But, we broke out of this macro trend right here when we had this major liftoff back in July. And I think ever since then, it has been 100% confirmed that we are essentially in a bull market. And having a look at the Bitcoin ultimate trajectory, zooming out, having a look at the macro, I still think the trend is your friend until the end. This trend is pointing up. However, this trend could be getting a little bit exhausted. You can see this sort of yellow line right here has acted as a bit of resistance. You see right here, we have the pullback, and we're approaching that line yet again. So a break to the upside would be phenomenal. Hey, I'll take it. Happy to have a more, expensive Bitcoin. That means, everyone that's hodling is going to own more dollar value. But at the same time, a nice little pullback back to this red line, right around that $10,900 level. Another opportunity to accumulate. I am okay with that. So hope you guys don't think that today's video is bearish. It's not bearish. I'm just being realistic. Look, hey, I could be wrong. Bitcoin could go straight to 20K tomorrow. I just don't think that's going to happen. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that to you guys. Now, what's going on with this CoinGecko ha-ha pump ha-ha moon? Is this like a Halloween thing that they forgot to take down? I don't know, but speaking of altcoins have been getting absolutely obliterated. There is certainly more red, I would say, on this, website for the altcoins than for Bitcoin. So is it time to start buying altcoins? That's the question, because you want to try to get the bottom, right? You're never going to get the bottom. No one's ever going to time the bottom. But some people are saying, you know what? It could be the perfect opportunity to scale into altcoins. Having a look at the altcoin total cap right here, you can see that we are dancing on some previous resistance, which could be potentially acting as support. And if we are able to maintain above this, well, then we could be looking for a massive alt rally like we had back here in 2017. However, the one thing that I do want to mention about what is going on as far as altcoins are concerned. We had our DeFi craze. That clearly was a little mini bubble and it popped, right? What do we have going on right now? We have financial institutions getting involved in Bitcoin. We had Tahini's restaurant franchise in Canada. They were allocating funds into Bitcoin. Then we saw Paul Tudor Jones come out. He purchased about 2%. Then it switched to these publicly traded companies. You had $425 million from MicroStrategy, $50 million from Square, led by Jack Dorsey of Twitter, right? Then you had JP Morgan stating in their recent reports that Bitcoin may well compete with gold as a reserve asset in the near future. So that should be great for altcoins. Well, as we have seen in previous cycles, true altcoin seasons, altcoin rallies always follow Bitcoin. And right now, the institutions are looking at Bitcoin. Now, I've heard some of them looking into Ethereum and other things like that, but I really think right now the focus is Bitcoin. And I think the big altcoin rally, the crazy, insane altcoin rally, is actually going to come after Bitcoin hits its all-time high, which could be this year. Most likely going to be in Q1 of next year. But I think once Bitcoin breaks 20,000, we have that crazy blow-off rally to maybe 30K. Then we're going to have an insane dump back to like 20K sideways. And that, my friends, is when altcoins are going to blast off. But if you want to build a position right now, go right ahead. However, we do have one sort of bearish technical that I want to go over, and that is known as Bitcoin's mean dollar value, or its MDVI. So essentially, what does this do? What is this indicator? Well, it helps to identify bull and bear cycles. So if you have a steady rise in the MDVI index, generally this indicates healthy growth on the blockchain. In contrast, a drop in the index signals Bitcoin holders transferring coins to other addresses or selling Bitcoin back to exchanges. And just recently, in the past week, we have actually seen the inflows surpass the outflows. So this index has now begun to trend downwards for the first time in over 3 months. And that's what I showed you guys right here. You could see it was just going up, and now we've actually had this recent dip, even though the price has been going up, right? So it's a sort of hidden signal. Now, right now, periods during which long-term investors begin to take profits are often followed by short-term retracements or consolidations for days. Now, another interesting metric is sentiment, right? So this shows a divergence in the price. So as of a snapshot of October 23rd, social volume had spiked to over 9,000, marking a monthly top for Bitcoin mentions. These are just people talking about Bitcoin, mentioning Bitcoin hashtags, right? I don't actually know how they get this data. I'm sure it's flawed to some degree, but the metric has been on a gradual downtrend since Bitcoin has been rising on October 31st. The downtrend may indicate a coming price correction, or it could mean that there's just simply currently a lack of new money entering the network, right? So we had a lot of people rushing into Bitcoin, and now we don't really have that new money. But are we bearish? Of course we're not bearish, guys. This is a crypto channel. Why would I get up and do this for the most part every single day, except for the week when they're working on my house? But anyway, Bitcoin could potentially hit $1 to $3 million in the next 5 years. Now, this is according to Morgan Creek Digital Asset co-founder and partner Jason Williams. He says Bitcoin could rise 17,900% in 5 years. He says people have no idea what it will look like when large banks and countries start holding Bitcoin in their treasury, especially as a safe haven asset. He obviously talks about scarcity being extremely attractive to institutional players. I just told you guys all these publicly traded companies that are coming in and buying. In fact, with more institutions flocking in, Bitcoin Treasuries reveals that publicly traded companies have increased their Bitcoin holdings from over 6.9 billion in mid-October to 10.7 billion this month. Also, keep in mind, you may be saying, well, who the heck is Jason Williams? Why should I care about this guy? Well, in April, when Bitcoin was around $6,000, he actually predicted that Bitcoin would have a rise. We've more than doubled that. And guess what? He still thinks we could see a $20,000 Bitcoin end of year. And I do want to end on an interesting story. So we have the #1 YouTuber in the world, PewDiePie, has demonstrated a new artificial reality based game called Wallet that allows players to collect cryptocurrency. The game features a crypto wallet, and players can collect Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies, as well as NFTs, okay, in the forms of skins, etc., including a PewDiePie one, which is available for purchase. So the world is certainly waking up to Bitcoin and, NFTs and the power of blockchain. And I just wanted to bring you guys a little bit of a warning video because, you know, we do have a lot of greed right now. Bitcoin could potentially be overbought. I still think we could have a new all-time high end of year. I'm still a Bitcoin bull, but I just want to exercise some caution. So I'm back, guys. Hopefully I'll be able to get back on schedule and make videos every single day. I don't think it's worth giving away a ledger today since there was only one video last week. Kind of doesn't really seem, you know, fair. So if you guys do want to win the Ledger Nano S, drop a comment on any video throughout the course of the week. And whoever commented on last week's video, you'll also still be eligible. And if you are interested in checking out that Bybit giveaway, like I said, guys, links in the description below. Make sure you use the link below. If you actually enter the code CryptoZombie as well, you also get bonuses because, you know, I am an affiliate over there. You obviously are helping support the channel, but it's a win-win in both ways as you guys can get the bonus as well. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. My name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.